let's try this again, shall we? Welcome back to part 2 of tonight's stream, where hopefully everything will now work. Hackbox is what you need if you want to play Google that. And there's the LJWW. Head on over, and the exclude button is now working. Ah, nice. Nice, Dan.
Invalid code loop line apparently. There we go.
Oh, is it still case sensitive? I must think so. I do need at least 12 valid players. I currently have 9. If anybody else want to come and pad out this lobby, that'd be just grand. It is very the good from Infinite, isn't it? There we go, we've got our 12. Any more for any more? Has got any time entry if you wanted to come join halfway through. It's very lift music, it is very much lift music. Hello James, welcome. And buzzer down. I'll give it one more round, one more floor of the lift, and then we'll lock it up. This pack has been written by Quizzle. Quizzle 83. And is the delayed pack from last month. You need Hackbox, Brian. Hackbox on phone first time. Ah, nice. Hackbox, Samster. Need Hackbox for this one. It does say that. I even changed the colour of the font to make it a bit easier to read. So I played a background soft jazz version of Bob Marley's Back Over Breakfast at most hard. Nice. You have indeed. Oh, I put a command for it, actually. There you go. Breakfast in August, goodness me. That's not what you want. Right, Samster Bride, if you wanted to play, you need to go to Hackbox for this one, so I said I'll give you till the end of this lift sting, which is now coming to an end, so, no, you won't break things, Zora Mistarl. No. This one should be more robust, he says. Validated in Lifebot. That's the question. You are now validated for this game. Are you validated from life? That is the question. Your watch, fair enough, Sam. Well, there isn't any time entry, so if you change your mind, there you go, Brian, you're in. Lovely stuff. Right. Oh no, it's fairly straight. Well, it has its moments, or a misdarl, but it's all explained along the way. Invalid validation code. Oh, hello, Jack. Or a Mistarl, if you wanted to get the validation code in, I'll give you one more attempt to do that. But I do see you trying to join. You'll be in the pending lobby at the moment. Oh yeah, you do. That's fine. But yeah, you now need to whisper to the bot the code that the thing will have sent you. And then you'll be validated into the game. There we go. Right, I think that was the last one. So, 17 potential players. Let's lock the lobby. Minor tweaks from last time, including to the colour scheme, and a couple of other little things. So, you should have excluded top if you don't want to play. Let's pick the players. And we're going to start down on the front of the yellow podium. Of course it's top of first into the game. Of course it is. Another yellow podium on the front. There's Shades. Welcome on in. Hope you're well. Welcome to the game. On to the next. It's Clitty in pole position. Welcome, welcome. Please not me, please not me. Is that the plan now? In Corbin Corner, there's Pyro. Welcome, Pyro. And onto the middle row, there's Brian. It's not working. We've got another 6 podiums to fill, I think. Up in the top right-hand corner, there's Simpsons Angle. Simpsons Sang, welcome, welcome. No, now we've got 6 more podiums. So we're halfway there now. Moving on the left-hand side, front and centre. There you are, Disco, you're in. Feeling all Corbiny. Nice. Welcome to the game, Disco. We've got a few more to fill. Over on the far right, that would be Prugs. Welcome, welcome. Central 3 and the middle podium on the right. Where are we going next? We're going gliding over all. It's Ralph. Welcome to the game. Lovely to have you. 3 more podiums now need filling. Over onto the right side of the middle. There's Ianyo. Welcome to the game, Ianyo. Just 2 more podiums available. The 2 in the centre. There's that one on the right. It's Puzzle Dan. And 1 more podium to fill. Who's going to take it tonight? It's Jack. Welcome to the game. I hope you're all ready to play Google That. Alright, the rules are simple, the questions are hard, and we'll all have a great time. This pack written by Quizzle. Let's go to round number 1. Round 1 is the early bird. Answer the multiple choice question as quickly as possible. The fastest correct answer earns 10 points. Subsequent correct answers earn 2 points fewer than the previous scorer. After the 5th correct answer has been received, the remaining players score no point, whether they are right or wrong. 10 points in the lobby, 9 points for second, then 8, then 7. So very similar scoring, but just going down by 1, even though we've got fewer players in the lobby, so you may get some more points in the lobby game this time. We'll see. Those are the rules of round number 1. It's multiple choice on your Hatbox devices, 20 seconds per question. Best of luck to you all. Yes, higher ceiling. We've definitely got a higher ceiling in the studio now. And yeah, slightly different colours. Lobby rebalance. Absolutely. Right, good luck. Here's question 1. Which of these countries does not have a capital city that begins and ends with the same letter? Serbia, Norway, Poland or Turkey? There's an answer from everybody. And most players getting that, but not everybody. The answer we're after was Serbia. Serbia's capital is Belgrade. Norway's is Oslo. Poland's is Warsaw. And Turkey's is Ankara. Shake's picking up 10. Pyro getting 8. Jack getting 6. Ralph getting 4. Topper getting 2. Clive, Ianyo, Disco and Brian, you were all correct, but unfortunately you were too slow. Very sorry. Or Miss Starrell, you are validated for the game, so you won't be able to join twice. That might have been you whispering to the bot, possibly. And now the scores pop down, so it's just a little bit clearer. Simpsons, Angle, Prugs, and Puzzle Dan were incorrect on that one. Let's reset the podiums. As we go to question number 2. It was you whispering to the bot, fine. Here we go, question number 2. Which of these quotes is attributed to a Labour Prime Minister? I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears and sweat. There is no such thing in society. A week is a long time in politics. All the wind of change is blowing through this continent. As if Jack got no points on the politics question. It did not say not. A week is a long time in politics is the correct answer. Harold Wilson said a week is a long time in politics. Harold Macmillan spoke of the winds of change. Churchill had nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears and sweat. And Margaret Thatcher claimed there was no such thing as society. Lovely lady. Points there. Clive picking up 10. Dan getting 8. Pyro getting 6. Prue getting 4. And Brian getting 2. Jack, Ianyo and Shapes. And Simpsons Angle, you were correct but too slow. Ralph, Disco and Topper, I'm afraid that was an incorrect answer. Let's reset the podiums. And go on to question number 3. I disagree, Jack. Which of these literary groups contains an even number of people? Bennett sisters in Pride and Prejudice, Karamazov brothers in The Brothers Karamazov, Weasley siblings in Harry Potter, or March sisters in Little Women? This is from everybody. March sisters in Little Women. Prue's picking up 10 there. Shapes getting 8. Stimpson getting 6. Disco getting 4. And everybody else was wrong on that one. There are 4 March sisters. Amy, Beth, Jo and Meg. 5 Bennett sisters. Jane, Elizabeth, Mary, Kitty and Lydia. 3 brothers Karamazov, Dmitri, Ivan and Alexei. And 7 Weasley siblings. Ron, Bill, Charlie, Percy, Fred, George and Ginny. Well done if you did pick up points on that one. Let's reset the podiums. Percy. Perfect Percy. On we go. Question number 4. Which of these real-life people did Benedict Cumberbatch portray on film first? Alan Turing, Julian Assange, William Pitt the Younger, or Thomas Edison? William Pitt the Younger was the correct answer. Shapes was fastest, Ianyo was second, and everybody else was wrong. Pitt in 2006's Amazing Grace, Assange in 2013's The Fifth Estate, Turing in 2014's The Imitation Game, and Edison in 2017's The Current War. The one I had no idea what the film was. That makes a certain amount of sense. I thought you liked old films too. Well done on picking up some points there. Let's reset the podiums. One more question in this round. Let's take a look at question 5. Which of these is not a collective noun for a verb that appears in the name of an NFL franchise? Cast, convocation, muster, or unkindness? Sausage question. A lot of people go for cast, convocation, and unkindness. You're all wrong. It's muster. A muster is a collective noun for a group of peacocks. A cast of falcons, the Atlanta Falcons. A convocation of eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles. And an unkindness of ravens, the Baltimore Ravens. Other collective nouns exist, but muster is not a collective noun for any bird in the name of an NFL franchise. So there we go. A sausage question. Quizzle doing you all there. And I knew it wasn't. Bad luck on that one, Disco. No points for that question, but we can reset the podiums and we can check out the scores at the end of round 1. Shapes with the early lead of 28, double what's in second place. Pyro and Prug's both on 14. Clive with 10. Puzzle Dan and Ianyo have got 8. Stimson, Sangle and Jack have got 6. Ralph and Disco have got 4. Brian and Topper has got 2. So everybody has got points. Incidentally, if you're playing along in the lobby game, then there's some changes to your displays, but nothing substantial. Most notable when we get to round number 4. You'll get to make an informed decision about how much you bid. For now, let's go on to round number 2. Round 2 is called Chicken. You need to bid from 1 to 10 based on the category. This is the amount of points you are risking on the question. Only the 6 highest bidders plus tied lowest bids will be eligible to answer the question, so bid high if you definitely want to play. Low bidders will earn 1 point for each abstention or incorrect answer given by an eligible player up to a maximum of their bid. What that basically means is if you see the category and you think, I'm not going to know this, bid low, because you could get some points for other players getting it wrong. But if you bid so low and everyone else bids low, then you'll all be in anyway. Eligible players, correct players are awarded their bid, incorrect players will lose their bid, and abstaining players will lose half of their bid rounded up. This is to prevent everyone from just bidding 10 and then thinking, oh, I don't know this one. So if you're in on the question, you could, and you don't answer, you still lose half your points. If you're ineligible for the question, then you won't be able to answer. You'll just get the question will be sent to you, but you won't be able to put anything in. It is full typed answers required for this. I can condone the hot seat players if necessary, but not the lobby players. So do watch your spelling in the lobby. Same rules apply in the lobby. Incidentally, top half will be eligible, plus tied lowest bids. Those are the rules. So get ready for the first category. You've got to bid from 1 to 10. It'll have 1 at the top and 10 at the bottom. And you can bid even if you don't have that many points, but beware because you can go into negative figures. First category is Sporting Pride. And the one bidders are dropped down. Not quite as far as last time. Ianyo, Disco, and Simpsons Angle. You will not be able to answer this question, but you'll get 1 point if even one player gets it wrong or abstains. Proogs, Pyro, Jack, and Clive going for 2. Puzzle Dan going for 3, Topper going for 4, Shapes going for 5, and Brian and Ralph going for 6. Best of luck, 20 seconds. Here is the question. Which colour on the 6-stripe Pride rainbow flag is worth the most in a game of snooker? Damage limitation if you abstain. Damage limitation if you abstain. Nobody has abstained. Everyone has attempted. The correct answer was blue. The 6-stripe rainbow flag has red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. Of these colours, red is 1, yellow is 2, green is 3, and blue is 5. They're the ones that are snookerball colours. There is no pink on the 6-stripe Pride rainbow flag, unfortunately. So if you were eligible for that then, and you answered incorrectly, you lost your bid. If you were right, you won your bid. Remember, abstention is damage limitation. If you really don't know and you don't want to guess, you can limit the amount of points you lose if you're eligible. Disco, Ianyo, and Simpsons Angle getting their 1 Luigi point there. Well played. Let's reset the podiums. As we go on to category number 2, bidding from 1 to 10, the category is an outstanding question. Abstention from bidding will cause a default bid of 1, by the way. Just 2 players with a low bid of 2. No one bidding 3, curiously, there. The next lowest bid was 4, tied 4 ways. Ralph and Ianyo potentially going to pick up 2 Luigi points here. Prug, Shapes, Pyro, Dan, and Jack all bidding 4. Brian and Stimson and Clive all bidding 5. Topper bidding 6, and Disco bidding 7. Best of luck to you all. Here's a question. Which term, meaning outstanding, could scientifically be called the patellae of the Anthophilia clade? Extensions in there to limit points. The bee's knees was the answer. It's not given it to Proogs when it probably should have done. Proogs, let me zoom in on you. The bee's knees. Yes, I will allow that. Plus 4 points, which means Luigi points have gone out, plus 2, each to Ralph, Ianyo, and just Ralph and Ianyo getting their 2 points. Everyone else getting a correct answer. Kneecap I can't accept. That's not an expression meaning outstanding. Unfortunately, Brian, you're going to lose your stake there. Bee's knees. Let's reset the podium. Podiums. Oh, it didn't take the B. Yeah, I can't override it in the lobby, I'm afraid, too. Yeah, probably should have had the bee's knees as an alt, but apologies for that. Moving on, next category. Bidding for 1 to 10. Alternative music. And we've got 4 podiums dropping there. Clive, Pyro, and Proogs bidding 2. Simpsons Angle bidding 1. Not enough to get into the question. Ianyo, Jack, and Ralph have bid 3. Topper and Brian have bid 4. Puzzle Dan's bid 5. Disco and Shapes have bid 8 on alternative music. 20 seconds. Here's the question. 19th century US president, a 21st century UK PM, a Roman god, and a Christian minister share their names with members of which band? is what we wanted there. Bad luck to Jack, Dan, and Brian, who went for Radiohead, AC/DC, and the Beatles, respectively. Ianya, Shapes, and Disco all getting that right and winning their state. Very well done. And Luigi points going out. 1 to Stimson Zangle and 2 each to Pyro, Proogs, and Clive. Queen. Zachary Taylor, Theresa May, Mercury, and a Deacon share their names with Roger Taylor, Brian May, Freddie Mercury, and John Deacon, the members of Queen. Incidentally, bees don't technically have knees, but if they did, they would be the patellae, kneecaps, of the clade Anthophelia, which contains all bees. Just to go back to that question there. Well done. If you picked up some points there, let's reset the podiums. And go on to question number 4. The category is, bidding 1 to 10, fantasy art. Something strange happened there. It says Pyro is incorrect. That's an interesting debug log. Sounds like you got 2 answers in Pyro. What happened there? I don't know if it is a bug yet, but did Pyro get a... Did you get a second opportunity to... Yeah, I'm assuming something may have dropped into that method twice. I think I clicked on the exact moment time ended. That could be a very rare fringe case. Because it has submitted an answer for you, but you're on Luigi points. So you've only bid 1. That's definitely come through, so I can always Mickey Mouse it afterwards. So Pyro not eligible with 1. Proogs and Disco and Jack all bidding 2. Puzzle Dan and Clive bidding 3. Not eligible for this one. So we have got 6 players in on this one. Topper and Ianyo and Brian and Stimpson's Angle on 4. Shapes and Ralph on 5. I'll keep an eye on Pyro Pygmy. I may need to add some points on at the end. It may break the game. That'd be fun. Let's see what happens with Fantasy Art. Question number 4. Removing the possessive S from a military order that guard the wall in Game of Thrones gives the title of a painting by which 17th century artist? Few abstentions there. Oh no, it has given you 1 Pyro and it hasn't crashed, so that's good. Rembrandt is what we wanted there. The Night's Watch guard the wall in Game of Thrones, and the Night Watch is the common name of a 1642 painting by Rembrandt in Fantasy Art. Vermeer and Monet are incorrect, but well done to Ianyo. Rembrandt is the right answer. You get your 4. Abstentions there on the grey podiums, losing half your bid, rounded up, a bit of damage limitation. And the Luigi points have gone out as anticipated. Hooray. Rembrandt. Let's reset the podiums. As we go to question number 5, bidding 1 to 10, the category is country name changes. Some high bids in this. Goodness me. 6 didn't get into the question. So Ralph potentially standing to gain 6 Luigi points for doing nothing. Stimpson, Pyro bidding 4. Ianyo and Proogs bidding 2. Puzzle Dan bidding 1. Some reasonably high bids on this question. But Clive, Brian, Jack, Disco, and Topper all bidding 10 and Shapes bidding 8. Means you are in on this question. I will preface this question by saying removing is not the same as changing. That's all I'm going to cover this question with. 20 seconds. Good luck. Here it is. By changing the first 2 letters of Nigeria, you can make the country Algeria. Which other African country's name can you form by changing 2 letters of Nigeria? Liberia is the answer. I have in the notes here, changing the N and the G in Nigeria to L and B gives Liberia. Changing is not the same as removing. In this instance, Niger would be a wrong answer. By taking out the I and the A, we cannot accept Niger. It did come up as a point of contention, as a question mark when it was being proved by Oni, and I brought it up with Quizzle as well, and he had a very robust response that changing, and I prefaced the question just to make absolutely sure. It could be wrong by what you said. Yeah, used to be called Dahomey. That's one for the fans of real country name changes. Well done to Disco, Brian, and Shapes, who got Liberia there. A few abstentions on damage limitation and a lot of Luigi points. Ralph just picking up 3 Luigi points of the 6 he could have done from the 3 wrong answers. Incidentally, Luigi points in the lobby game are based on the players that get it wrong in the hot seat game, not the players who get it wrong in the lobby game, just in case you were wondering why the scores might not quite be marrying up with what's happening in the lobby. Good, that's the end of the question. It's the end of the round. Let's reset the podiums and check out the scores. Well, it's a little bit of change, but some things don't. Shapes is still at the top with 40. Disco now in second with 32. And Proogs is in third with 22. Yanyo and Pyro both have 20. Stimpson's Angle's on 14. Ralph is on 8. Clive's on 5. Dan's on 2. Jack is breaking even on 0. Brian on -7. And Topper on -14. This is gold, right? Yeah, no, it's not. You want to try and get points. Points are a good thing. Right, hope you're having fun. Shapes, Disco, and Proogs in 1, 2, and 3 at the moment. Let's go on to round number 3. Round 3 is Taboo. Give a single answer to the list form question. The fewer people who say any given correct answer, the more points are awarded. Unique answers score 10 points. Answers shared by 2 players score 6 points. Subsequent shared answers score 2 points fewer than the previous shared answer. If 5 or more players give the same answer, no points are awarded. What we're basically saying is you are looking for the most obscure answer, the one you think your fellow colleagues in the hot seat are least likely to say. The rarer the answer, the more points you get. Players in the lobby game are awarded 5 points if their answer matches with any hot seat player, regardless of whether it is a correct answer or not. So, if you think that you've got an answer that lots of people are going to say, even if you know it's wrong in the lobby, you get points if you match. So, a bit of match game going on here. Stableford scoring system. Hello, Vina Veritas. Welcome to the stream. So, those are the rules of Taboo. Just a single answer. 20 seconds to get your answers in, and 20 seconds... Yeah, that's the same thing, Ben. 20 seconds on the clock. Here is your first question. Any Scrabble accepted 5-letter words beginning with F and ending with H? Jack just out of time there. There, your answers. Faith, 4, Felch, Fetch, Fifth, Filch, Filth, Finch, Firth, Fitch, Flash, Flesh, Flosh, Flush, Fourth, Foth, Fouth, Fresh, Frith, Frosh, Froth, Frush, and Firth. I did do a scan over the thing to make sure the spell checking is working, and it is all working accurately as expected. Just Topper getting a wrong answer there, and Jack abstaining. Foul is not one of them, I'm afraid. 1 player going for Faith, 1 for Fifth, 1 for Filth, 1 for Finch. 3 players going for Flash, only getting 4 points there. That would be Clive, Dan, and Pruse, just picking up 4. 1 for Flesh, 1 for Fourth, and 1 for Fresh. Very well done. If you did pick up the maximum 10 there, well done. If you got 4, bad luck if you didn't get any. Let's reset the podiums. On to the next question. Here we go. Ah, saviour of the universe. The surname of any actor who has a credited role in 3 or more Pirates of the Caribbean films, or Caribbean if you're American. Puzzle Dan missing out there. There is a 1 wrong answer I saw come up, Knightley, which I am going to condone. Stimpson's Angle, it's phonetically plausible even if it's not the right spelling. So Stimpson's Angle, Zoom. Answer to condone as Knightley. There it is. Stimpson's Angle, Knightley. Apologies for everyone else who put Knightley. You've just lost 2 points more than you could have had. But yes, points, Topper, points. Cap, Bailey, New, Ellis, Davenport, Price, Marr, Ironberg, Crook, Branch, Rush, Knightley, Kleber, Bloom, Depp, and McNally were the answers you could have had. 2 each going for Depp, Knightley, Rush, and Crook. A couple of pointless answers in there, Price and Bloom. Very well done to Prues and Topper, picking up 10 points there. Nicely done. Let's reset the podiums. Honestly, I get so paranoid running this round because I'm used to having to go through and manually condone points. It feels weird to be nipping through it so fast, which is why I'm pausing every time I go to press the button because I think I must have forgotten something. Let's go on. Let's go on to question number 3. Any UEFA European, that is, team that has participated in this year's Men's FIFA World Cup in Qatar? And there's your answers in. I've just noted a note from Oni to say to accept Holland if it comes in. It wasn't originally. I think I added it on. Belgium, Croatia, Denmark, England, France, Germany, the Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Serbia, Spain, Switzerland, and Wales. Wrong answer. Australia. Don't know if they're in the World Cup, but they're certainly not European. And puzzled down Iran. They are in the World Cup, but also not in UEFA, I'm afraid. One player going for France, one going for Germany, one going for Poland, one going for Spain. Well done, 10 points to you. 2 players saying Wales, 2 saying Serbia, 2 saying Portugal. 6 points to each of you. Australia and Iran I don't need to condone, and everything else has done its thing. Hooray. Well done. Let's reset the podiums. On we go. Question number 4. 20 seconds. Here we go. Any published novel or novella by Stephen King with a one-word title? Cujo, the dog one. It is just called Cujo, actually, so I'm going to allow that, Jack. Let me just focus in on you, Cujo. It's not called Cujo the dog one, it is just called Cujo, but I'll let you have that. Where is it? Cujo. There you go. You get 10 points. I'd spell it. Oh, you spelled it wrong. So, oh, fair enough. No, that makes sense. Blaze, Carrie, Cell, Christine, Cujo, Desperation, Dreamcatcher, Elevation, Firestarter, It, Insomnia, Joyland, Later, Misery, N, Rage, Rat, Revival, Roadwork, Thinner, and 2 players going for Misery, 4 players going for It, just 2 points there, I'm afraid. 2 players going for Carrie, everyone else giving a unique answer. Very well done, 10 points. Novels and novellas published under a pseudonym are included, however, 112263 is not. Hell. Collections of non-fiction works are also not included. What the hell just happened? I'll wait for the music to finish. The reason I'm erring is because the game didn't crash. But the lobby, my debug logs have just come back out saying, welcome to Google, that players can join the game at hackbox.ca. Hang on. All my game data is still in the same place, so I'm assuming Hackbox has just, like, reset itself? Dev, what just happened? Nothing changed in the game. I think it must have just reloaded the room. So that's interesting. It also says here, except Holland for Netherlands, wasn't sure to put as an alternative answer. Christopher Catt provided the voice of Cotton's Parrot. Oh, yes, so that's all my list of Pirates of the Caribbean people. And the Scrabble one, according to the official 2021 Scrabble dictionary, is provided on the Collins app. Also, apologies for felt. Shame on anyone who says it. Alex says, give an extra 31 points for whoever puts it. Don't ask, just do it. I'm not sure if anyone did put it. Sorry, I'm reading through the notes because A, I just remembered I forgot to read them out, and B, I'm just slightly panicking about what's going to happen when I next press the button. Just looking at suggestions and Jack's thing on timer in Hackbox, it's not possible, basically. I can do the 3, 2, 1 countdown because that's the only information that's going out, but to put a countdown onto Hackbox would be... I I'd have to send a new state every second or every 5 seconds. And if in the middle of typing something, it would clear the box. So unfortunately, that's just a limitation of the thing. I could put one in Twitch chat, granted, like a 5-second warning. But I mean, if you know you've got 20 seconds, I mean, that's all I can do with that. Right. I'm going to press the button. Everything is working there. I've given Jack his 10 points. Hopefully this carries on like it should. Let me just check that the game control thing is at the right stage. No, gameplay stage is 0. It shouldn't be at 0. So I am going to have a look. It's end of round 4. I've genuinely no idea what happened there, and I really hope your rooms reconnect. No, it's not. It's end of round 3 question. So that would be reset for next round 3 question is gameplay stage 11. Right. Hopefully that's the only thing I need to change. There we go. That seems to be working. Right. So, minor blip aside. One more question in this round. Here it is. Any country that uses the peso as its main unit of currency. Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Philippines, and Uruguay are the only answers there. Wrong answers: Ecuador, Mexican. It's not a country, but I think I'm going to allow that. Simpsons angle. Let's see what you're getting at. Simpsons angle. Oh, it might zoom in really fast. Nope. Simpsons angle. Mexico. Yes. Oh, taking everyone else down to 2 who went with that one. And other wrong answers: Ecuador and Nicaragua are not right answers, I'm afraid. 1 player going for Argentina. Well done to Iano, picking up 10. 2 going for Chile. 4 actually going for Mexico, getting 4 points each. And 2 saying the Philippines. Right. Let's try and get my ducks in a row now. Say I've had a little bit spooked by the restarting of Hackbox there, but everything seems to be working. So let's reset the podiums and check out the scores. Yeah, spooked on a Stephen King question. Makes a certain amount of sense. Shape's still with the lead, 78. Disco's still in second with 64. Ianyo's now jumped up to third with 60. Ralph and Prusa got 44. Stimpson's got 42. Pyro on 40. Clive and Brian on 31. Jack's got 24. Topper on 14. And Dan is on 10. Right, hopefully no more surprises tonight. Let's go on to round number 4. Round 4 is the blind auction. How many questions can you answer on a pair of categories from 1 to 10? Abstaining from bidding causes a default bid of 1. You've got 10 seconds to put your bid in at the beginning of the round. 10 increasingly difficult questions on alternating categories will be asked. Each question is worth increasingly more points. The first is worth 1 point, the second is worth 3, then 5, and so on. If you successfully answer the number of questions you bid, you bank your points and are frozen out the rest of the round. Answering a question incorrectly will increase your bid by 1, but there is no penalty for abstention. If you fail to reach your bid, you score no points for the round. If it becomes impossible for you to reach your bid, you will be frozen out of the rest of the round. So bid carefully. Lobby game, you should be shown either now or on the next screen what the rest of the lobby scores are, so you can make an educated bid. I think it should be showing you now. Someone in the lobby can confirm. I can't remember if it's there or on the rule screen. It's just showing you. Excellent. So you can have a look at the rest of the lobby scores and decide how many you want to bid based on where you are. Yes, I'll give you a few seconds to have a look. Players in the hot seat might want to do the same, but bear in mind you've still got to hit that target or you get nothing. So, hopefully that's enough time, and it will show you that again at the start of round 5 as well, lobby players, so you can make an educated bid. Or wager. Right, categories are coming in, bidding from 1 to 10, and the categories are stuff and things. Remember, the questions do get harder. Not much to go on there. Stuff and things are the categories. Shape's going for 5, Disco for 6, Ianyo for 5, Ralph for 5, Prudes for 5, Stimpson's Angle for 5, Pyro for 4, Clive for 6, Brian for 5, Jack for 4, Top for 4, and Dan for 3. Remember, you can artificially increase that bid by getting them wrong on purpose, but That can be a very risky strategy. 20 seconds per question. You don't have to play. Remember, it's sort of escape artist rules. You could wait for more powerful questions later on, though bear in mind they will be harder. Good luck. Here's the first. For 1 point, which popular takeaway food item is most likely to have a stuffed crust? It's a pizza, of course it is. Everyone who attempted that getting it right. Ianyo and Jack are choosing to wait for more powerful questions later on. But no drama there. Everyone losing 1 question from their target. Let's go on to the next for 3 points. Which word completes the idiom referring to supposed supernatural activity? Things that go blank in the night. Dan and Jack sitting this one out. Now, it says Jack is correct bump, but I'm not sure if it actually got in or not, because it was very, very late. I don't know, Jack, if you're submitting us before it locked me out. What was your target before? And what's it telling you on your screen now? Because my log is saying Jack is correct bump. Right. If you're answering deliberately late to stress test the build, right, so as you said bump, what was your target before? Because it may not take you down, but I can manually override it if needs be. Should you be on 3 now? No, I know, yeah, I didn't get a log from you, Dan, so that's fine. So you should be on 3, alright. Well, bump is the right answer. Oh, it is taking you down to 3, good. It just didn't do the pop-up animation. Cool. Right, fingers on buzzers then for the next question. No one yet imminently getting out. Let's have a look and see what happens. Hello, Theodore Vellum. Welcome to the stream. Glad you're enjoying it. A stuff shot, more commonly known as a dunk, is a scoring move in which team's sport? Jack not getting an answer in that time. Basketball is the answer. Dan saying, bump me up. You're going to push it up to 3. Okay. Remember, abstention will cause you to keep the target the same, but getting it wrong will push it up to 3. Topper is getting it wrong there. It's also going to go up to 3. Volleyball is not the right answer. The correct answer was basketball. Very well played. Let's reset the podiums. Question's getting harder. We're going on to the next one. Thank your points for the round, but you can't score anymore. Oh, yes, it means you... Yeah, and if you join midway through this round, Theodore Vellum, you'll have a default bid of 1. It might even be 0, actually, if you join halfway through this round. Yeah, that's just one of the quirks of joining midway through a round where you bid at the beginning, I'm afraid. So, unfortunately, you won't be able to answer any questions this round, unfortunately. On we go. Next question. On stuff. Question 4. Things. My Favourite Things is a song from which 1959 Rodgers and Hammerstein musical? 7 points. Stimson sitting this one out. Sound of Music was the right answer. Everyone who attempted getting it right. And Pyro has banked out 16 points there. The pop-up, I think, has gone under the stage. Or inside the stage. Let me have a look, actually. See where that pop-up's going. Because I thought it was just the back row that was affected by this. But it might be... Yeah, it's sort of... I won't be able to move it because of the animator on it. But I promise you it has said 16. If I increase the font size, you might be able to see it. Give me a sec. No, it's not going to let me do that. Trust me, it does say plus 16, but it disappears into the stage. That's one of the payoffs of it. The pop down rather than the pop up. But yeah, 16 points for Pyro and banking out. Well played. Oh, you might have just seen it flash back up there. Right. Shapes, Ralph, Proogs, Brian, you all need 1 to bank your points. Get ready for the next question. We're going back to stuff. Have a look at this. What name is given to the art of preserving, stuffing, and mounting an animal's body for the purpose of display or study?
I have to say, Clive, I'm no great lover of the sound of music either.
And taxidermy was the answer. Again, Jack's answer. I did get a log, so you should lose a pip for that. Have you just got like massive latency, Jack? Or are you deliberately trying to answer right at the last minute to try and break the game or test the game? I'm genuinely curious, and I don't mean that in a I'm having a go at you way. I'm genuinely curious to see if you are just trying to stress test the bill by answering late. Or if you're just running off latency. Taxidermy, everyone who attempted got the right answer, and Shapes has banked 25, Ralph has banked 25, and Brian has banked 25. You won't be able to answer any more questions. Changed my mind at the last second, but because of the stream lag, I'm not aware. That's what I'm doing. Okay, fine, fair enough. Hopefully your type will go down to 1 here. Let's have a look. Yes, it does. You just didn't get your pop-up appearing. It might have screwed with the animation cycle of your pop-ups, but I guess we'll find out in a minute. 3 players have now banked. If anyone gets frozen out, there should be a new feature, but we may not see anyone get frozen out. Let's go on to the next question. Everyone is on a target of 1 other than Clive, who needs 2. Good luck. Here's the next question. For 11 points, the Netflix series Stranger Things is set in which fictional Indiana town? Back on to things. Yeah, you're hoping to bank on this question. Anyone else want to give it a go? It's set in Hawkins, and Ianyo has got the right answer and has banked out 35 points there. Very well played. Hawkins, Indiana is the answer. Just 1 answer there. So, we're getting to the business end. We've still got 7 players in live play. Disco, Prue, Snipsa, Sangle, Jack, Clive, Topper, and Dan. All needing 1 other than Clive, who needs 2. Here's the next question. On stuff. For 13 points, which dish consisting of a filling wrapped in leaves takes its name from the Turkish for stuffed? Anyone going to give this a go? I can't do it on purpose, only by accident. Fair. I thought I'd ask, Jack. I thought I'd ask. Dolma is the answer, and nobody in the hot seat attempting that one. They're all going to sit and wait for something that they know, or maybe they just want more points. On we go. No one is being eliminated yet, but hopefully you've got a readout as to how many you need and how many questions are left. Here is the next one. Question 8 for 15 points. According to the 1958 debut novel of Nigerian writer Chinua Achebe, things do what? Fall apart is the answer, and Disco has got there and banked out 40 points. Very well played, Disco, and it's just enough to nudge you into the lead. 1 point ahead of Shapes. Very well done. I'm inclined to give it to Clive, but it's not the title of the book. It's the same sort of thing. End. Things Fall Apart is what we wanted. Translated into 57 languages and selling 20 million copies. It's the most translated and read African novel of all time. End. Clive, I'm afraid that's what your run has to do now. There's only 2 questions left. Your target's going to go up to 3, and because that is a wrong answer. I'm so sorry. Let's see what happens to your avatar, if anything. Yeah. You went to grayscale. Oh, you hit the wall. Should have taken a few more. Yes, Clive has gone grayscale, and I hope I remember to ungrayscale it at the end of the round, or you may just be a monochrome Power Ranger for the rest of the game, Clive. Right, there's still 5 of you in. There's 2 questions left. It's this one or the next one. Good luck. Here it is. For 17 points, featuring the Grammy-nominated song X's and O's, Love Stuff was the 2015 debut album for which singer? Ellie King is getting through the spell check there, Puzzle Dan. You have banked out your 34 points there. Very well done. And Stimson Sangler's banked out 35. There they are, just in front of the stage. It's obviously the ones on the wings that go inside the stage. El King is what we wanted there. 2 players banking out with 1 question to go. Let's reset the podiums. Proves Jack and top of 19-point questions. All that's left if you want to get some points. Good luck. Here it is. A reference to the city setting of the Shakespeare play it was based on. What is the name of the school in the 1999 film 10 Things I Hate About You? Proves is in. Jack Top, do you need an answer or you will be frozen out automatically? There we go. Verona High, 10 Things I Hate About My Lack of Knowledge, and Verona, unfortunately, not. It's Padua. The film is based on The Taming of the Shrew, which is largely set in the Italian city of Padua. Oh, you could have had such joy. Unfortunately, there are going to be 4 grayscales here, and you did have to guess it was the last question, but unfortunately, Jack Topper improves. You join Clive in banking no points this round. That is the end of question 10. It's the end of round 4. Let's reset the podiums and check out the scores. Everything goes back to colour. In the last second, I'd have won it. Oh well, he would have done, Jack. So Disco's now got the lead by a single point. Disco on 104, Shapes on 103, Ianyo is on 95, Stimpson's on 77, Ralph on a very nice 69, Brian's got 56, as has Pyro, Puzzle Dan improves on 44, Clive's on 31, Jack's on 24, and Topper's on 14. Everyone in positive figures, but there's one more question to go. Let's see what you make of this. The category is The Big Finish. Wager from 10 points up to your current score based on a category. If you do not have at least 10 points, you'll be given a default bid of 10. Answer the puzzle-based question within 30 seconds. Answering correctly will win your wager. Answering incorrectly will lose your wager. Simple as that. It's basically like Final Jeopardy. Except there's a minimum stake of 10. Anything up to your score. You do have to type the number in. You've only got 10 seconds to do it. So have a good think about what you want to type before I open up the bidding, and you've then got 30 seconds to answer the question. Those are the scores on the podiums. Hopefully you can see the scores on the lobby game as well at home. And you can make an informed bid about what you want to... Informed wager, if you like, about what you want to stake. Thank you for that, Proogs. It might be my microphone's a bit low. I might have to turn it up. So... How many points are you going to wager? Remember, there's a medal for the highest scoring player in the lobby. There's a gold, silver, and bronze in here. And, of course, points equal pennies in this game. Do you want to go all in? Do you want to bid a middle amount? Do you want to bid just enough that you think you're going to overtake the person ahead of you? Big decision. And I have to say, this question is an absolutely chef's kiss. But you'll need to think. 30 seconds on the clock. But first of all, 10 seconds to get your bid in. You will need to type it. Good luck. The final category is... United States. And I don't think Shapes got a wager in there, so... says Shapes. Well, you say that. It could be a blessing in disguise. Depends how the question gets answered. I can see your bids. It's all very exciting. But... let's see what you make of it. 30 seconds. Best of luck. The final question of the night is... what comes next? Utah, Hawaii, Maine, Nebraska, Florida. A lot of abstentions on that question. There's no benefit to abstaining. You might as well have a guess. So, death it is, says Disco. I don't actually see your answers as they come in. I only see your bids. The correct answer was... Vermontana. Answer smash US states with 1, 2, 3, and 4 overlapping letters. Vermontana is the only possible combination of 2 US states with an overlap of 4 letters. And I've no idea how long it took Quizzle to work that one out, but what a glorious question it was. Vermontana is what we wanted. Let's have a look and see what that's done to the scores. Has anybody got it right at the end? Let's find out. Starting with Topper. What did you say? Nope. How many points? 13. Leaving with 1. That's nice. Jack. Is a Magnum an ice lolly? I would say no. It's also not the right answer. Minus 23. Also finishing with 1 natter. I got nothing left. Clive. No answer. Losing all 31, you're down to 0. Proogs, what do you say? Dunno. Minus 24, you got the lead with 20. On to Puzzle Dan, what did you say? No answer. Losing 14, down to 30. Dan, you've got the lead. Moving Proogs into second. Pyro started with 56. California, Arizona, that's a good guess. Unfortunately, it only has 1 overlapping letter. Right ballpark, but not the right answer, unfortunately, Pyro. I appreciate you having a go at it, though. You're going to lose 56 points, going back down to 0. Bad luck. Thank you for playing. Brian, what did you say? No answer. You started with 56. Lost 48. You're down to 8. On to Ralph. What did you say, Ralph? Arkansas. Not the answer. How many did you wager? Just 12. Ralph now with the lead, pushing down into second place. Ralph on 57. Simpsons Angle started with 77. Texas. Where's JB when you need him? Not the right answer, I'm afraid. How many did you wager? 30, taking you down to 47. I think that puts you into second place behind Ralph. Ianyo started with 95. No answer. Losing 55. You're down to 40. Shapes. Was it a blessing in disguise? No answer. You only bid 10. You've got the lead with 93, so it's all going to come down to Disco, who started with 104. Didn't get an answer in. How many did he wager? Oh, no, all 104. Disco, you're back to 0. Shapes is the winner. Disco going from first to last. Oh, that's just the way it goes, isn't it? Shapes taking the gold with 93, Ralph taking the silver with 57, and Stinson's Angle takes the bronze with 47. And I'm being told that Toot has won the lobby game with 90 points. I should, if I've remembered to do this, yes. Those are the final scores in the lobby, ranging from minus 14 all the way up to 90. Toot with a fairly sizable lead there, so very well played. Does it automatically fade this? It does. I was quite happy with that little fade in and out of the leaderboard there. Yeah, I was quite happy with that. It took me longer than I thought it would, but no one got it in the lobby either. Could make more use of that. Yeah, I need to do that again. Maybe let it hold. But yeah, it was a very pretty fade. Anyway, sorry if I've sort of been mind on other things. I think Danger Zone breaking and then the Hackbox rebuilding, and I'm noticing something in the Hackbox channel that might be a... yes, it is. It's Ash reporting that as a possible bug. Fortunately, it's I did enough back-end stuff on the build that it was a relatively quick fix and didn't break anything too badly. Anyway, thank you very much for playing. Thank you to Quizzle for a lovely, lovely question pack there, and to Odie for proofing and shadowing me as I went through my notes. We finally got to play it about two or 3 weeks too late, but we finally got to do it. And now we've got to play Brian's Danger Zone pack at some point. Don't know when. I'm going to call the computer guy tomorrow and ask him about my graphics card. I'm not really in the mood for Beat the Beast. Spacey 4 game? Do you want to do Spacey 4 game real quick? Yes, I think it was worth the wait. Very much in the spirit of Google that. Very thinky but fair. I'm going to roll the credits, some Spacey 4 game, and then we'll wrap it up. Thanks for playing Google that. I'll see you in space in just a few minutes. In just a few minutes. Just realised I need to add Dev's name onto the special thanks for Hackbox, or possibly give it its own credit. Thank you very much to Quizzle for that pack. Penny should have been updated on the drive now. And yeah, I'm glad we got through that. And not many bugs to report, other than that one that looked like it was Hackbox related. rather than me. But I'll go through the suggestions channel in a bit. Any thoughts that you do have, please do pop them in there. Right, Spacey 4 game. Very quickly, I'm not in the mood to beat the bee tonight. And yeah, huge apologies to Brian and to everybody who's enjoying Danger Zone there. That's a game that really does need a time machine in it because it's so impossible to put it back to the state it was in by playing the honor system, because the questions come up in a random order and the points are different every time. So the only way to do it is to finagle it with the time machine. But yeah, anyway, I can't remake Danger Zone again though. Convert it into 20. I'll see if I can get the graphics card looked at or replaced possibly. Anyway, just to wrap the night up, left to right. And a message from our sponsor, Brian. Oh, no message, but thank you for the 100 bits, Brian. I've also got some Pyro Pygmy. Thank you for the 16-month. And Clive, thank you for 36 months. 36 upside down is 9E, which coincidentally is where I left the goods. Thank you for 36 months of subscription there, Clive. Very much appreciated for the support there. You're very kind. Lewis Kegler-Jers, welcome to the stream just in time for Spacey 4 game. 210 pennies up for grabs. And is there anyone to raid? Dan's still on. Fragile Lounge is on. Ard's still on. Vampire Survivors. Dan is doing Golf Peaks. Is he still alive or is he wrapping up? Looks like he's still alive. I think we'll give Dan a raid. Right. Oh, I won one. Sorry if you went right. 220 pennies going to the winner. Left or right? Let's try the pendulum strat out today. That's not how physics works. What is happening? There's supposed to be a little widgety thing at the bottom that aggravates them. I need to put some slats on the side so they sort of bounce around a bit. That'd be a better thing to do. BC, Theodore Vellum, left or right? Oh, BC likes to plummet from a great height, doesn't he? The vast coldness of space. Jers, Natter, Shapes, Oni, me, and Topper. Left or right? Doing jack strats. What are they going to be called? Jack strats. Oh, we're done. That was fast. Oh, we're sticking right. Jers on Natter. Who's it going to be? 220 pennies. And we are splitting the room. Who's it going to be? It's Jers! You've just won 220 pennies. Bad luck, Natter. Falling at the last hurdle there. And that data should be updated now. Again. One more. Go on then. One more. Let's start right this time. Topper, you have my attention. Stop spamming caps. What did you say there, Topper? Did you just say again? Oh, not again. But you don't. No one is forcing you to play this game, Topper. 170 pennies going to winner. $180 pennies going to the winner, which is nice. What's coming up this week? Bash's birthday tomorrow. Let's give him a shout out. Yeah, he's going to be turning the big 3-0. He's not, he's older than that. I'll let him tell you how old he's going to be. But he's got a birthday stream tomorrow with birthday shenanigans, so do go give him a follow and tune in tomorrow from 8 PM GMT. Shapes, you're already in on the right, mate, I'm afraid. So yes, go give Ash a follow. And he's also going to be kicking off the 12 days of Quizmas on Friday. So yes, the 12 days of Quizmas are back for the third year in a row. It's a dual effort between myself and Bash. And we each do 6 6 games with prizes attached to them over the month of December. So Ash is starting it off on Friday, and I nearly said what the game was then. Don't want to do that because it's all meant to be a big surprise. I'm not going to speak the timer up just so I can do chatting over this, but yeah, Ash is doing the first day of Quizmas on Friday. And it's, yeah, it's all going to be a big surprise. I'm continuing Quizmas on Tuesday next week because I am not here on Saturday. I am off to a gig, so I won't be here on Saturday. But in my place, Topper One Gaming is doing a double header this weekend. He's doing Saturday and Sunday at 8 PM BST, and I know on Saturday, it's my checklist pack is B, or checklist, however it's pronounced. So my check this pack on Saturday on Topper's channel. I'm not going to be here, so do go give him a follow. And also Slam is being played on Saturday, and then Topper's back again on Sunday, also at 8 PM. And now there's going to be a football match. I might be able to tune into that, and that is going to be Elimination and Rebound on Sunday. So check this and Slam with Topper on Saturday, Elimination and Rebound with Topper on Sunday, first day of Quizmas with Ash on Friday, birthday banter and shenanigans with Bash tomorrow. All of those are at 8 PM. As for me, I am back. Who's it going to be, by the way? It's AB Me winning 200 pennies there. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention because I was doing the continuity. It seems a good a time as any to do it. Well done, AB Me. You've won 200 pennies. Cool. Let's end that there and go to Just Cam. As for me, I'm back just Thursday this week. Not here on Saturday. Say I'm at a gig. But this Thursday we have got Number Wang, The Pyramid, and Money Box. Money Box is by Proogs. The Pyramid is by me. It's the first pack I've written since the start of the season, I think. And then I only sort of co-wrote The Abyss, and I wrote Crossfire. So I don't think I've done a full pack of my own this season. I don't think I have, anyway. So that's a pack of mine, and it's a very special pack, actually. This one this Thursday in the Pyramid. So I do hope you'll come and join me, especially given I'm not here on Saturday. So that'll be the only other stream from me this week. Just looking at the schedule for a time when we can catch up with Brian's Danger Zone pack. Possibly next Tuesday. What's my Quizmas game next Tuesday? Maybe next Tuesday. Possibly next Thursday, and I'll pair it with The Purge. I don't know, I'll have a look at the schedule in a bit more detail. But that's going to be it from me for this evening. We're going to go raid Quizzy Dan if he's still on. So, birthday shenanigans with Bash tomorrow. Pyramid and Money Box with me on Thursday. First day of Quizmas with Ash on Friday. Double bill with Topper on Saturday and Sunday. I'm not here on Saturday. And then next Tuesday is going to be the second day of Quizmas with me right here. So Quizmas well and truly getting underway. And yeah, all is well. Dan looks like he's still going. So we're going to raid Quizzy Dan. And we're going to say all of the bugs. Or just say graphics card, actually. Graphics card. Now we know that's the problem. Thank you for sticking with me tonight. I'm sorry it's been so stop-start and it's been buggy as hell. And I'd say I'm going to call the computer guy tomorrow and say, look, this graphics card is doing funny things. And it's only started doing them since I got the graphics card. So please help. Until next time, which will be Thursday, which is the only other stream from me this week. I might be loitering around on Bash's tomorrow for his birthday. But until next time, thank you all for joining me. Thank you to our writers. Thank you to our players and all our proofing team as well. You've been watching Game Night. I've been Royal Flush. Until next time, take care. Peace out and good night.